Okay, this is my half bath. This sink, toilet, vanity, a few lights. But when they built this house in '68, there was not an outlet there. And I just kind of wanted to give you a rough idea of how easy it was to put this in. First I located the stud over here. And right up here, it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe if I get in the right light. Yeah, you can kind of see a divot here and here. And those divots mean nail heads. You just take a magnet and you can find your stud, whatever. And then I came over halfway from the middle of this, and I measured the box that I put in here and what size hole I needed. And I just cut out a hole, and I'll take the plate off here to give you a better idea. Okay, here's the box. You'll see these two screws right here. On the back side of the box, there's just this wing that moves with the screw, and it comes up, and as you move the screw in, the flat comes against the drywall, and that's what's actually holding this box in place. It's not nailed in. So basically you can see I just made the hole almost just as big as the box, and I think I just drilled a few holes, and I think you can just take your hammer and just punch a hole in the drywall, and then actually have a drywall saw. I'll show you that to you in a second. Made the hole, and then I went up to the attic and I fed some wiring down through the same hole that the wiring for the switch comes down through. And I fed enough down through there where I could actually see it over in this hole, and I just pulled it out, fed 5 or 6 inches through the box, put the box in, went back up, and pulled all the slack back out. Something I tried to look at doing was just putting a receptacle / switch over here, but there was no power. This is just power running to the switch and then back to the light. So I didn't have a neutral. I mean, this is just power in and out going back to the lights, up to the vanity. So I couldn't do it. So and I've done this into the main bath, and I'll show you that one too. And then we'll go up into the attic, and I'll show you what I did up there. But yeah, so far it's pretty easy. This is the drywall saw I was talking about. It's basically just a blade from your typical reciprocating saw. And I bought a kit that came with all this stuff. Regular hacksaw blade too. Basically it's just a handle that holds all that stuff. It wasn't very much money, so I went ahead and got it. Here is the main bath. See, I've got lights up here, and there was no receptacle. Same situation where it was just power in and out of the switch. And I think this one is also up against the stud, but you don't have to put it up against the stud. I just kind of wanted to put it up against the stud for extra rigidity, but I could have had it anywhere in between and it'd been just fine. But it's the exact same situation for that receptacle. The house actually had a smaller light bar up there, maybe even a fluorescent tube type, and it had a receptacle up here. And that burnt out almost immediately as soon as my girlfriend put in a hairdryer or something like that. So that one had to go in right away. And then the half bath came much later. Okay, so I got pretty nice attic access in my garage. And I do have on knee pads and old clothes and a flashlight. And as you can see, my attic does not have hardwood flooring. It barely has anything to scoot along, but I do have one light up here. A lot of blown in insulation, and it is 80 degrees outside, but it's like 100 and some up here. Okay, this might be a little hard to show, but you can see these two electrical lines here and here go down in the wall, and that's that big light bar above the big mirror in the main bath. And then this one comes across and also goes down in the wall to the switch. And then this one is the new wire that I fed down the wall. And I basically just fed it down into the same hole as the other wire. And I put in this box. Of course, I shut off all the necessary breakers, and I actually cut this cord in half, fed both of them into a box, because this is power all the time, straight from a breaker. And this is what goes down to the main bath outlet, and this one goes to the half bath outlet. Not necessary to have a breaker box or to have a junction box. I'm sure whatever I'm doing here is not up to code, but nobody's ever going to know. But you can see everything is just wire nutted together in there. Black to black, white to white, and bare to bare. It's really that simple.